Well, welcome into the new year to our Pothos experiment. Ladies and gentlemen, the war rages on. As you can see, we not only have our weapons in full effect, by the way, combating our invaders. We also have a new invader. We've got mold building up. And fungus gnats, well, let's just say mold is a type of fungus. And that is disturbing. That is actually the timer for my lights. I've got to look into that. But let me get down here on the floor. This is our watering container, which, as you can see, has a nice portion of those mosquito bits inside of it. Now, I have cut back on watering these. In fact, tonight was the first time I believe I had watered these two in quite some time. We do have a new celery addition that I was testing to see, because so much of it was gone, if it would, if any life would come back from it. And apparently it is, because it is coming up. But even in here, we're starting to see some mold. At the same time, this is our West Side ginger. It is sprouting a second sprout. So one of our scallions I decided to harvest, and what was left was unfortunately the first, or rather the next casualty. I cut it low and I left the root system and stem in there. And as you know, fungus gnats attack roots. They must have attacked those roots real good. And then look at my remaining scallions. These have been watered, because this pot is not just... These have been watered because this pot is not just a Pothos experiment. Here are Pothos experiments number 3. Both of these. But they're not the only thing in here. We have ginger on the west side, ginger on the east side, the rotten ginger on the south side, which I do not expect to actually recover, but I feel it was worth an attempt. And to the north, we have celery. The celery seems to be the only thing that is somewhat unaffected. I do have some browning on some of these leaves, although I believe that can be from nutrient deficiency, or it could also be from the fact that we love fresh air in this house, and the cold air could be affecting this particular pot. And that is another theory of mine. I believe the cold air is preventing the water from evaporating from the soil. When I blow across this, I see very little fungus gnat activity. There is still some. Remember, this BTI product is attacking the larva. It is not attacking the adults. But let's not forget that it all started with the Christmas cactus. Now, the Christmas cactus was sitting on top of the bed of kingdom. I think that consistent moisture, because I was only watering this once a week, and even now, this is good and dry, and I don't know if you just saw that, but some fungus gnats just came out. And remember, this particular plant was our first casualty, and we're on the verge of having another, because here is the blossom that was on the cactus, now gone. At the same time, we do have new leaf development on one of these. So we're doing something right, but I don't think that the moisture is properly draining from here. Hopefully with this BTI attacking the larva, every time that these plants get watered, we should stop seeing our fungus gnats. But we also have a legitimate fungus. So now what am I to do? Well, what I've been considering, and what I'm about to go look up, and that'll be the next part of this video, if my research leads me to say that this is affirmative, I'm thinking of using some of that sand that I have left over from the Guppy Grove to make a cap layer on all of this. And these two scallions that remain, I don't know if I should just give them up and just start over with some new scallions, or should I plant some companion scallions with them? Or should I wait until this BTI has finished its job before I continue to plant anything? Again, not only is, remember, this was the ginger stalk that I had broken by mistake. That same ginger is now growing a second stalk. Something is right in this pot. At the same time, something is wrong. On a daily basis, this front door is opened. Yes, this is another video that took place in early December. So we are getting sunlight to the Pothos plants. In fact, proof that we're getting sunlight to the Pothos plants is the Pothos plant here in the Better Kingdom. Because as you can see, that is a new leaf. And it's actually starting to unfold. Oh my goodness. Wow. Versus all the old leaves that are either gone or leaving. So let's get online and see if a sand cap will help. I've heard that cinnamon does as well. I may do a cinnamon sand mixture. I'm not 100% sure. But just stay tuned, folks. I guess it could be worse. But here we are. And it's actually not hours later, but a couple days later. And the sand sounds like a good idea. Might want to throw some cinnamon in there. But first, what we're going to have to do is let things dry completely out. And that better not be dug up. Okay, so crisis averted. I thought something was digging down in there, but I think there would be dirt everywhere if that was the case. Maybe I just put it down a little sloppy. Maybe I'm getting a little paranoid. But when you have a foreign invader in your home, it can make you like that. But message, as I was saying, we're going to go back to this, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a layer of sand down. And we're also going to put some fresh BTI down on here. And this is going to become the Winter Garden series. This Pothos experiment is going to require some direct special attention of its own. So we're going to say goodbye to pots 1 and 3. Pot 1, pot 3. And we're just going to focus on pot 2, which is our winter garden, and we're going to see if we can get this to flourish in this winter season. Now over here, those plants that I decided not to put into the aquarium, into the guppy grove, because they were in that pod, they have a lot of hair on them. I'm going to go ahead and spread those out. You'll see that in the next video, in the next update. But for now, this is going to be the last appearance of experiments 1 and 3. So, as always, folks, I'd like to encourage you that if you know anybody suffering from any form of mental illness, that you reach out to them. You never know what your reaching out can do. It can save your life. It can save theirs. Hello doesn't cost much other than your time. A conversation doesn't cost much other than your time. And always remember that winners aren't people that never quit. They're people that never give up. Winners aren't people that never fail. They're people that never quit. People that never give up. So don't you ever give up. All right, folks, you have a good one. Be safe, be blessed, and I will see you in the next installment.